Saiyan Rose Goku Black.
I am only the one in charge of bringing peace to this entire Omniverse and destroying all the scum that bothers it. And as the guardian of all that I am, I will give you your deserved punishment," said the Saiyan in a terrifying manner as a smile formed on his face and the power emanating from him increased as if it had no end. No one could believe it, that the legend of millions of years truly existed and was now in front of them. The only thing they could do was be amazed. Seriously, is that really the guardian of everything? His power is in a whole different league. Could it be that he is here? Seriously, he wasn't just a legend? We are in front of the being that surpasses all the gods. All of that was said by many of the kings who were fully present. Meanwhile, on the part of the queens who were there, "How handsome! Marry me! I want a child of yours! I want him in bed now!" Many of the queens would say everything upon seeing the Saiyan's appearance, so masculine and serious. For now with the Saiyan and Zai, "Don't mess with me! In all these millions of years that have passed, you never showed up. But you have to show up just when I'm about to rule all of existence. You were just a damn legend, a simple legend." Zai was screaming in fury upon seeing that everything he had planned was going to be ruined by the arrival of the Saiyan. Goku just looked at Zai without showing any emotion, and then said, "Do you perhaps forget why I am here?" Zai, upon hearing what the Saiyan said, instantly remembered the requirements to bring him. "Apparently your stupid head could remember. I'll only show up when someone like you, a trash that needs to be removed, is causing chaos in the Omniverse, and no one can stop you." He began to tremble. He knew he had dug his own grave, but because of his arrogance, sense of superiority, and immense stupidity, he went to attack the Saiyan with everything he had without any sense. The Saiyan only felt those blows as a gentle massage from a baby. But those attacks were sending the Saiyan flying and crashing into many planets. Zai, thinking that he was beating her, began to laugh like crazy and shout stupid things. "You're nobody. You're just a scumbag. You insignificant piece of shit. Look how I already put you on the ground. That legend of yours is a complete lie. Your power is insignificant compared to my great and enormous power." At this point, Zai had already lost all the sanity he had, and his ego had grown tremendously. Everyone present was surprised at how Zai dared to insult one of the most powerful beings in this Omniverse. Has that guy gone crazy? Didn't he see the power radiating from the guardian of everything? One of the kings of everything said, watching the so-called fight, "Did that guy seriously dare to insult the guardian? That's unforgivable," shouted an angry Chafali. The Saiyan emerging from the rubble of a planet said, "Seriously, were those your best attacks? How pathetic. And now you've lost your mind just because you realized you were going to die." The Saiyan let out a sigh of disappointment upon seeing how low an enemy had fallen. Zai, who was still laughing like a psychopath, was about to attack the Saiyan again. But when the attack was centimeters away from the Saiyan's face, he disappeared from everyone's sight. What? Where the fuck do I know? He couldn't finish when he received a blow that broke all his rib bones and made his entire stomach explode. Zai vomited a large amount of blood along with being left on the ground sore from the blow. Don't think this is over. Goku kept on and on hitting Zai's body, further disfiguring it. "Come on, what happened to all that energy you had? Or is it that you can't go on anymore?" the Saiyan said as a demonic smile could be seen on his face. Zai could no longer say anything. Her body, her face, her arms, and her legs were shattered. Large amounts of blood were coming out of his slaughtered body. Goku, seeing that he didn't say anything, just looked at Zai with boredom, but out of nowhere he remembered something. If I remember correctly, I heard that you can absorb people's power, right? Said Goku as he crouched down to look at the beaten Zai. Zai, upon hearing what the Saiyan said, began to sweat from fear. Let's see how much energy you can withstand, said the Saiyan while grabbing Zai by the face. Goku began giving an unimaginable amount of power to Zai, to the point that it made Zai explode from so much power. Zai was now just a gigantic pool of blood, bones, and flesh. And to finish, I will eliminate you from all existence with a technique that surpasses the elimination of kings and gods altogether. Goku raised his hand and spoke the following words. Before the creation of all that is known comes total destruction. Original Haki. Since some prefer original Haki, use your imagination and put it when this attack is mentioned. At that moment, Zai was erased from all known existences and realities. No one said anything. Everyone was more than surprised at how the Saiyan had humiliated, massacred, and eliminated the being that no one could stand against. Not even the all-powerful king of his sector could prevail against him. That insect has become too strong, but that won't stop me, Vegeta said angrily and with determination to surpass a being who was in another league. Everyone present began to stand up upon seeing that it was all over. Is everything over? Asked one of the kings of everything. It seems so, replied one of the kings of everything. The kings of everything were relieved that it was over, but they remembered one thing. It's true, we are facing the guardian of everything. One of the kings present shouted, and everyone, upon hearing that, quickly knelt in front of the Saiyan as a sign of respect. The only one who did not kneel was the king, the proudest of the whole sector. I will not kneel before an insect, Vegeta said firmly. Upon hearing that, Goku could only start laughing and say, as bad-tempered as ever, Vegeta, the Saiyan said while looking at Vegeta. What did you say, insect? Vegeta shouted angrily. Goku started laughing more when he saw how Vegeta reacted. It's good to be back, the Saiyan thought, only to be interrupted by someone shortly after. Excuse me, said a king of everything. Goku stopped laughing and fixed his gaze on the king of everything who called him. What happened? Asked the Saiyan seriously. If it's not too much trouble, I wanted to ask if you really are the true guardian of everything. The kings of everything, upon hearing the question, wondered whether the person was stupid or had no fear of dying. But still, everyone focused their attention on what the Saiyan was going to say. Of course I do, or don't you believe me? Said a smiling Goku. I do believe you, but I was just asking because you never appeared in all these millions of years since we were informed that there was a guardian of everything, said the king, completely scared upon seeing the looks from the other kings. Goku was shocked upon hearing that. Seriously, millions of years passed? I thought that guy was just saying that because of the frustration he felt. So much time has passed and you're still just as idiot, Kakarot, Vegeta shouted at his rival. Goku could only laugh nervously upon hearing that. But I have to admit, it's good to see you again, Kakarot. Vegeta, did you just? But Goku was interrupted by a shout from Vegeta. And so the two of them began to argue, but they were quickly interrupted by the king of everything from the last time. Excuse me again, but do you know the king of everything, Vegeta? I asked the king of everything. Well, yes, he is one of my best friends and an eternal rival for life, said the Saiyan. When were we friends, Kakarot? Asked Vegeta with a look of, I need explanations. Goku was going to say it, but he was quickly silenced by Vegeta. Don't say it, Vegeta shouted. Everyone present had a drop of sweat on their heads, seeing how the most powerful king of their sector was arguing with the guardian of everything. And after a while, everyone went back to their multiverses, first thanking and saying goodbye to the Saiyan. Now we could see the Saiyan walking alongside Vegeta towards the two blue balls. Wow, you never change, Vegeta. You still hold on to your great pride after all this time, Goku said while smiling. Shut up, insect, said the Prince of the Saiyans. Excuse me, Vegeta, but why are we going to where those girls are? I asked curiously the Saiyan. They are going to be queens of everything, and I was tasked with training them so that they can gain enough power and knowledge to rule a multiverse. Vegeta said, a little proud of having been chosen, but also a bit annoyed about having to take care of those brats. What a surprise! I didn't know you became a master, the Saiyan said, a little surprised. Meanwhile, the girls were getting nervous, seeing how their teacher was bringing a living legend towards them. What do I do? What do I do? Miku thought as she looked all around everywhere. Meanwhile, Chaffali didn't say anything, but was also nervous. Goku and Vegeta were already in front of the two girls. "Why are you like this, brats?" Vegeta asked his students upon seeing that they were nervous. Chaffali was going to say something, but a certain present Saiyan interrupted. "Wow, Vegeta, up close your disciples are really beautiful," said a smiling Saiyan without knowing the consequences of what he said. When the two girls heard that, they began to blush to the point of fainting with smoke coming out of their heads. "See what you've done, Kakarot!" shouted an angry Vegeta at his rival. Goku, who didn't know what he had done, said, "And what did I do, Vegeta?" After Vegeta scolded the Saiyan, they took the two girls to Vegeta's palace. Then time skipped. We could see the two Saiyans in the palace. "Wow, your palace is beautiful, Vegeta," Goku said, surprised. Vegeta smiled at the comment, but quickly replied, "Well, Kakarot, leave those two in their beds." Thus, Vegeta pointed to the place where the This way, Vegeta pointed out the place where the rooms were. Goku nodded, and so the Saiyan left the two girls in their beds and then went to where Vegeta's throne was. "I've already put them to bed, so what do we do now?" said Goku, excited to know what they would do next. But quickly his excitement went to the ground upon hearing the following words. "We won't do anything, Kakarot." "I have to do my work as king of everything," said Vegeta. "And what is your job as king of everything, Vegeta?" A curious Goku asks. "Are you stupid or are you pretending, Kakarot?" Obviously, the job of an Omni King is to watch over and maintain balance in a multiverse, Vegeta said. "You sure do take care of your multiverse, Vegeta, but tell me one thing. Does this multiverse have gods of destruction like in the Little Zen's multiverse?" Goku asked a little excited, since he hadn't fought in a long time. Yes, there are gods of destruction, or rather, in all the multiverses there are gods of destruction. Vegeta said it in a way that made it seem very obvious what he had just said. "And are they all strong?" I ask, a very excited Goku. "They are strong, but they don't compare to your current level, if you are planning to fight them." Goku, upon hearing what his rival said, was disappointed, but he remembered something he wanted to do. "Hey Vegeta, what if we have a fight like in the old days?" A Saiyan said in a challenging manner. Vegeta, upon hearing that, just smiled and said, "I can do my work later. My pride will not allow me to ignore this," said Vegeta while staring at the Saiyan intently. Two auras could be seen around them. Something big was about to begin. But Goku remembered something very important. "Vegeta, we're forgetting that we can't fight, or else we'll destroy everything," the Saiyan said disappointedly. "You don't have to worry about that, Kakarot. I have a training area that can withstand the fight without any problems," Vegeta said. "So, what are we waiting for? Let's go." But before Goku could run out of the place, Vegeta stopped him. But before that, Vegeta looked at the Saiyan's hair. Goku, not knowing why he stopped him, asked, "What happened, Vegeta? Are we not going to have our showdown?" But it was none of that. "Don't get confused, Kakarot. It's not that we aren't going to have our fight. But I would like to know why you have Ultra Instinct activated," Vegeta asked while still looking at the Saiyan's hair. When Goku heard that, he just started laughing and said, "Well, I like having him in base form now." Vegeta, upon hearing that, said, "Don't come at me with that, Kakarot. Deactivate it already. Or do you want to have the advantage from the start?" Okay, Vegeta, I will deactivate it already," said Goku, thinking that Vegeta was a killjoy. And so the two Saiyans went to the training room. Little while later, the two girls were waking up. "What happened?" said a confused and worried Chathali. "I don't know, sister," said Miku, confused and dizzy. "What happened to Zai? And where is Master Vegeta?" But when she said that, she noticed that she was in her room. "Sister, what do we do in our room?" asked a still dizzy Miku. "I don't know, but we need to go find Master Vegeta and ask him about what happened," said Chithali, grabbing her sister. So the two ran towards Master's throne, but they didn't find him there. Note, the two girls had amnesia. Where could Master Vegeta be? Chithali asked, still worried. While Miku got more dizzy because of her sister. Maybe she should be in the training area. After all, that place makes it so you can't feel the presence of the people inside, said Miku without knowing what she was saying. Chithali, upon hearing that, responded, "Good idea, but I hope it's in that place." The two went to the training area, only to find massive destruction. "What the heck happened here?" said a surprised Miku. "The place is a complete mess," shouted Chithali, also surprised. But suddenly, the two girls fell to the ground from the immense pressure released by two people. Damned insect. It was the only thing Vegeta could say before being trampled by the Saiyan. And so, a scene that the two girls never thought they would see was happening right before their eyes. His teacher was being humiliated in a very brutal way. "What happened, Vegeta? Didn't you want me to take me seriously?" Damn it, not even with Super Saiyan Blue Phase 4 can I stand up to him. What kind of training did you have, Kakarot? Thought the Prince of the Saiyans. Note, the two girls also have their tail back, thanks to a wish he made a long time ago. What the hell is happening? The two scared blue girls said, still unable to get up due to the pressure. Goku threw Vegeta into the sky, and with a single kick, shattered all the bones in the prince's abdomen. "Come on, Vegeta, you haven't even made me go Super Saiyan," Goku said while showing a smile, a not very nice smile. "Don't mess with me, insects. I'll show you who's the strongest here." Vegeta suddenly transformed into Super Saiyan Omega. Goku just smiled when he saw that it was getting interesting. Meanwhile, the two girls tried to get up. "What kind of monster is fighting Master Vegeta to push him to that point?" said a Miku, not looking properly at the Saiyan. "I don't know, but it's someone who gives off a very calm and relaxing aura," said a Chithali, trying to see the two Saiyans. But it was useless, since the two Saiyans moved too fast, and both were too far from them. A while later, the fight was over, and the winner was obviously the guardian of everything by a wide margin. "Damned insect, you had to leave me at the brink of death," Vegeta shouted in fury, while Goku just laughed nervously. "You can't blame me, Vegeta. You wanted me to get serious in the fight. You should know very well that I became very strong." The Saiyan was making an excuse for leaving Vegeta nearly dead. "Well, someday I will," but Vegeta was interrupted by the sound of a door hitting and two voices that could be heard. "Is Master Vegeta okay?" The two blue-haired girls asked very worriedly. "It seems he has already woken up." "And who are you?" asked Miku. Well, but the Saiyan couldn't finish as he was interrupted by the other blue-haired girl. "You seem familiar because of those clothes, but for some strange reason I don't remember who had them," said Chithali with a question mark above her head. Goku was going to say who he was, but was interrupted again. "What?" Chithali shouted in surprise. "What happened, sister?" "Master Vegeta was defeated and humiliated by that guy," Chithali said, pointing at the Saiyan. Miku, hearing that, was surprised. And so, the two girls approached the Saiyan to find out who could have defeated their master. "Who are you?" The two girls asked the Saiyan with a serious look. Goku had a drop of sweat on his forehead due to the attitude of the two. "Wow, Kakarot, it seems they already hate you," said Vegeta while laughing a little. The two, upon hearing their master call the Saiyan, became nervous as they remembered that name very well. And at that moment, they remembered everything. "He is the guardian of everything!" the two girls shouted in surprise. Goku and Vegeta covered their ears because of the scream the girls let out. "Shut up already, brats!" After a while, the two calmed down and apologized to the Saiyan. "Forgive us for our rudeness, Lord Goku," the two girls said, tilting their heads. "You don't have to apologize for that. Anyway, when they saw me, I was in the Ultra Instinct state. So it was obvious that they didn't recognize me at first," Goku said with a warm smile. That smile from the Saiyan cheered up the two girls and also made them blush a little. "And by the way, you can just call me Goku without any kind of prefixes." "As you say, Goku," said a nervous Miku. Goku started laughing at the girl's reaction. Now that she has introduced herself, it's our turn to introduce ourselves. Chithali spoke. Goku nodded at what was said. My name is Miku. And my name is Chithali. And we are both daughters of God. But someone interrupted the presentation of the two blue girls. They are daughters of the gods of everything from Sector 15. Vegeta said to avoid all that drama. Wow, and to think that you are training them, said a surprised Goku. You are mean, Master Vegeta. We wanted to tell you that, said an angry Chithali. Right, Chithali supported her sister. Silence, brats, otherwise you won't be strong. But Vegeta was interrupted by his rival. Vegeta, Goku said calmly. And now what do you want, insect? The prince asked, a little angry. Nothing. A while later. On the training sand. The two girls were getting ready for the battle. Meanwhile, the Saiyan just smiled. Have you finished warming up? Goku asked, calmly looking at the two blue-haired girls. Yes, the two said seriously. So, let's start this confrontation. End.